Oh my
You've
gosh.
got a doubleheader down in Space City between Texas A&M and Houston, and then LSU playing against the University of Texas. Let's start with A&M and Houston. Clash between some former Southwest Conference rivals. Both teams are sitting in the top 25 at the time of recording. So let's get into it. What are you guys looking for in this matchup?
Uh, so yeah, Texas A&M came off that rough loss today against Memphis. Memphis is a good basketball team. So to me, not overwhelming. I mean, there's been moments where we've been concerned about Memphis, but to me, like that was not the worst loss that you possibly could take. It sucks. It happened on your home floor. But to me, Texas A&M is not a bad basketball team. Wade Taylor, excellent player. Continue to see that. He even played better in that Memphis game for a few minutes when they were behind. So to me, Texas A&M is still a very capable team. We know Houston. Houston's also very capable of putting up some great offensive numbers. Kelvin Sampson's one of the best in the business. To me, this is going to be an extremely difficult game to win on a neutral floor. We call it neutral. It is in Houston, but Texas A&M is also in kind of that corner of the East Texas triangle. Christian?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to pick against Houston personally. I mean, they've been a wagon, I guess, for the last few years. So, I think the continuity that Texas A&M brought it back last year, I think that does play a part. But I personally, I just can't go against Houston.
I can definitely respect that. I understand it. However, for
Yeah.
me, I'm also one of those willing people to go against Houston. But go ahead, Maddie.
Looking over Houston, obviously they are 10-0, fantastic record for right now, but they haven't really played a whole lot of teams that give you a whole, the warm and fuzzy feeling like they're a fantastic basketball team. Don't get me wrong, they're a fantastic basketball team, but we haven't really seen them have to prove themselves against anyone so far. So I think this is going to be their game to do that. I think it's going to be intense. I think it's going to be uh, super competitive. So I'm interested to see how this kind of goes out because, like you said, Texas A&M had a tough loss to Memphis today, and they're going to want to kind of have a comeback tour. And beating a 10-0 team would be a great way to do that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Maddie, let's go to the picks here.
Christian, you want to get us rolling?
I guess I already spoiled. I apologize.
It
I'm going.
happens. It happens. But you're not the first. You won't be the last.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going with Houston on this one.
I'm gonna rock. I'm actually gonna rock Houston in this one as well. I do think Texas A&M is capable of beating Houston. Totally think that's in the cards. But I'm looking at LJ Cryer, 17.8 points per game, 3.5 3-point field goals made per game. Great basketball player. There's also a ton of good players on this Houston team. You got Jamal Sheed, who's also a great defensive player. But I do think Houston has flaws, and I do think they are totally beatable. So I would not surprise me to see Texas A&M bounce back in this game.
I'm gonna ruin our unanimous pick, and I'm gonna go Texas A&M. You mentioned Sheed. We've also got Roberts, kind of down low, and I think that that's gonna be a great matchup for Henry Coleman, especially now that he's back on the floor after his smaller injury. Um, and I really think Wade Taylor is gonna bounce back after that Memphis loss. He's gonna take that personally. Um, you know, they've had a couple rough games, so I think this is gonna be the one that they pull their momentum back.
You know what? You've been big on Texas A&M all season, so I'll let you continue to rock that world.